When I was 14, my younger sister had a habit of stealing money from me. She spent her allowance quickly on makeup, mall food, video games, and clothes. Meanwhile, I had to earn my allowance by doing chores and yard work. To save extra money, I mowed lawns and collected discarded cans to cash in. Over 2 years, I managed to save about $2,000, hoping to buy a scooter. But my sister always found ways to steal from my savings. She knew all my hiding spots and took money whenever she wanted. When I confronted her, she would deny everything and then run to our mother, pretending to be the victim. My mother always defended her, dismissing my complaints without hesitation. Even when I kept a detailed ledger of my savings and showed clear proof that money was missing, my mother refused to believe me. Frustrated, I called my dad and explained everything. He confronted my mother, demanding accountability. She initially denied it, then admitted that my sister had taken the money but justified it, saying, "Girls need more money than boys." Instead of disciplining my sister, my mother lashed out at me for exposing the truth. My father, however, took action. He forced my sister to confess and apologize, though she did so reluctantly. To make up for the stolen money, he reimbursed me and grounded her for a week. But my mother undermined the punishment by secretly giving her more allowance. Realizing I needed to protect my savings, my father bought me a combination safe. Without telling my mother or sister, I locked my money away. Weeks passed, and one day, I came home to find my room ransacked. My mother denied any wrongdoing at first, but then brushed it off, saying I deserved it for not being nicer to my sister. When I confronted my sister, she threw a tantrum upon learning that she couldn't steal from me anymore. The next day, I found my room in chaos again. This time, my window was broken. My sister had thrown my safe out of it in frustration. I immediately called my father. When he returned home, my sister admitted to everything, even seeming proud of herself. My mother defended her again, insisting that I shouldn't have gotten a safe in the first place. My father was furious. He replaced my window, bought me a lock for my door, and even installed a secure key lockbox outside my room. For a month, my sister was grounded. Yet, my mother ignored the punishment, allowing her to watch TV and play video games when my dad wasn't home. I said nothing, knowing that any complaints would only make my mother and sister more hostile toward me. After her punishment ended, my sister resorted to begging me for money. Each time she spent all of her allowance, she'd come asking, promising to pay it back, but I knew she never saved anything. Just for fun, I once wrote up an IOU for her to sign. When she saw it, she tore it in half and ran crying to our mother, who tried to force me to give her money. But I stood my ground, knowing my father would back me up. Eventually, my mother tried to send me to military school, but my father refused. That marked the beginning of my mother losing control over the situation. Over time, my sister stopped trying to steal from me, realizing she had no way to get away with it anymore. Looking back, I understand how unfair it was. My mother's favoritism allowed my sister to believe she could do anything without consequences. But thanks to my father, I was able to stand up for myself and take control of my own life.